Okay, so the first card you've got for your past is this King of Pentacles, this really wealthy, big boss here. Yeah, I'm getting a really nice shift for someone here. It feels like you're shifting from one half of your life to the other one. It's like you've been in this old life and now you're shifting to a new life. That it literally feels like that. It feels like a rebirth, actually. And you've got, the Judgment card right down there in the bottom, which can be about that, really shifting from one to the other. So it feels like that. It feels like you're rebuilding to get toward that shift. That's kind of what I'm getting right now, getting the stability back. And what I'm seeing is you're doing things in your own way. And that feels important to me. It feels like you're finally, it's like I'm doing this on my own now. I'm finally doing this by myself in my own way. I'm achieving things in my way. That's very important. I feel as if I have to say that. I don't know why that's important, but it feels like it's important that I'm doing this by myself in my way. So that's what I'm getting there. And, the thing about you is you're an achiever, but you're a very quiet achiever. Yeah, you've had people around you try to do things in their way. That's okay. I'm seeing that now really strongly. So there's one person here, and they wanted you to do everything in their way. This is what I'm getting here. So yeah, you've tried to start something in your past. I'm seeing career as well. You've tried to start something. Very creative. You're a creative person. I always get this for you, Pisces, and I know you are. Very creative, very intuitive, very different way that you do things, the way that you see things. And I think you tried to start something once, maybe more than once, something very creative, something intuitive, something very outside of the normal kind of careers that people have. And yeah, very imaginative, got this amazing imagination. I always see that with you. And not just in this thing that you want to do. It's not just that you've got an imagination and you like to write stories or paint or whatever it is, or act or something. It's the way you approach things and it's the way you think. You've got this really unique way of approaching things. So the whole way you think is creative. The way you go about things is intuitive and creative. Everything about you is like that. And sometimes I think to you, it feels like the world that you're in, it's like, literally, Pisces, I just got that in my head. Fish out of water. And you're a Pisces, so it's funny, I just got that in my head. Fish out of water. Because I think sometimes that's how you feel in the world. In opposition to the way the world works. The world has systems. It has these set systems and you go along and, it's all set up and you have to follow all the rules. And you're not like that. You're not like that. You're free-flowing. You're creative. You've got this free energy. And you're the total opposite of this King of Pentacles. He is of the world. He's the king of the earth. He's the king of the world. So you're completely opposite from that. And so I think there's a person around you. And I think last time you tried to set up this, whatever this creative thing is, there's a specific thing here. So there's a specific thing you're trying to set up, or you did at one time. And also the way that you approach everything is in this creative way. So I hope that makes sense to someone. I hope I explained that properly. But yeah, there's a person you had, and it feels like they were trying to advise you or direct you in some way. And I think you welcome that. I think at that time, it felt like you needed that direction. You needed that help. But I think the way they tried to get you to do this thing was to do things in their way. It's like, this method works, you have to do that, you do this and you do that, and you follow the system. And it works for them, obviously, the King of Pentacles. So, but for you, it doesn't work for you. So whatever they tried to get you to do, it didn't work for you. And I think in the end, they were quite angry with you. They're quite forceful. They tried to get you to do things in their way. And you said no. So this might literally be a father. It might be a teacher, but it's like a father figure. It's someone that was like, someone who tried to get you to do things in a certain way. And now it feels like you've broken free of that. You're not around this person anymore. I'm getting that quite clearly. But there's still this thing that you abandoned. And I think you abandoned that because, you're so frustrated with this person. And I think because it didn't work doing whatever it was in that way, you felt like you weren't very good at this thing or it wasn't for you. And now I think you're going to start to pick this up again because you haven't got this person around you. And so if that's you, if there's this thing you're trying to do, if it's some kind of creative career, might be acting, might be painting, could be tarot, could be, anything creative, anything outside of the usual kinds of careers people think of. The first thing I want to say to you is you haven't failed. Never feel like you failed. You haven't failed. But what happened was you were trying to work in a way that wasn't right for you. You were trying to work what you're doing into a system that wasn't right for you. Yeah, I'm seeing this again. They're not around you, this person. Because I'm getting the air's clear. The air's clear now. The air is clear. So you're clear of this person. They're out of your way now. So yeah, if you want to start this up again, if you want to try and get into this again, I really want to encourage you to do that. And if you do that, throw everything they've said out the window. Now, I'm not saying they're a bad person. I'm not saying, what their advice is bad, but it doesn't suit you. It doesn't suit you. You've got to work with what suits you as an individual. You're very individual, and you've got to follow yourself. You can't follow a system. You can't follow anyone else's system. You have to follow your own way. And that's how you're going to be successful. And I think this time when you go about this, you're going to discover that. You're going to discover, no, I can't ask anyone for advice. I can't have any mentors. I have to do things in my own unique way. And what you realize is anyone who's successful in anything creative is because they are unique. Every top artist is completely unique to the next one. They have a completely unique style. Every musician has a completely unique style. You don't get successful by copying someone else or by being like someone else or following someone else. So I think that's what you're realizing is you have your own unique way, you have your own unique style, and that's what you're going to start to follow now. So absolutely beautiful. And I think once you start doing that, that's when this shift's going to come. So it's like you've had this first part in your life, then you have this shift, and it's like, no, I have to follow myself. I know I'm right. I don't care what they say. I'm following myself now. And then you're going to shift into this new part in your life. Absolutely beautiful. The other thing I'm getting here for you is, if this is you with this creative career, whatever this is, you need to be flexible. You're going to have to be flexible in this because the world's changing a lot. We all know that. So the way you go about this isn't the traditional way. It's not the King of Pentacles way, obviously, you know that. But you're going to have to be flexible in the way you think about this. And you already are, I know that, because as a Pisces, literally, you're a fish. You swim with the waves. When each wave comes up, each problem comes up, you adapt to that and you swim with all those waves. So you've got to remember that as well. You're going to have to be adaptable. There are going to be lots of things that are going to be thrown up in front of you, and you're going to have to say, okay, that didn't work. What else works now? You're going to have about 10 or 20 different ways you can go. What's plan A? What's plan B? What's plan C? If that doesn't work, maybe I'll go back to do plan A. Maybe I'll have part of plan A and part of plan C and D and everything else. And you're the perfect person to be able to do that, because you're flexible and you're creative. The King of Pentacles would not be able to achieve what you're going to achieve because they're not like you. He's the king of the earth. He's the king of the follow the rules, and that's how he gets there. You're not like that. So I really hope that helps someone. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this Ten of Swords here, this nasty looking Ten of Swords. I'm getting a lot of this kind of thing in these readings this week. What I mean, okay, I'll explain myself. It's as if I think you're in my head. You're not in my head. I have to get it out of my head and tell you. So I think, that there's a lot of, because we're in the Scorpio energy and it's around everyone right now. And, obviously there's a sting in the tail of the Scorpio. So, this probably sounds a little bit brutal, but it's about putting something to death that's not needed anymore in your life and then moving on from that. And that's what happens. So what I'm getting here is, obviously this card's about being hurt. I think you've had a few people hurt you. Yeah, there's one specific person that's really hurt you here. And, sometimes the Ten of Swords can be about fighting to the death, kind of hanging on for dear life, hanging on to something, fighting for something until there's no life left. Not letting things alone, not like, well, okay, I fought for this, it's time to move on now. Someone's fighting to the death, and obviously that's what's happened to this poor man. So what I'm getting here is it feels like someone can't let you go, that there's someone that's hurt you. You can see that in this card here, but they can't let you go, that they're fighting to the death. And yeah, I actually hope this doesn't resonate with you, because this person's all over the place. They're up and down, they're angry, they're upset, they're frustrated, then the next minute they're like, oh, I want to come back again, I'm sorry, then they're mad again. So if this is you, if you know what this is about, if you've broken up with someone, or someone's coming back to you and they're saying, oh, forgive me, I want you back, oh, now I'm angry, now I'm this, now I'm... So going backwards and forwards with all this, if you're in the middle of this, you might not be, it might have already happened to you because this is in the past, but if you are, because I'm just looking at this, this horrible Ten of Swords here, and the Knight of Cups under that. And so, yeah, 1 minute they're coming in and they're like this knight and they're saying, oh, I want you back, I want to offer you this love, can you forget everything? And then, maybe if you say no, or maybe they just go through these stages of feeling hurt again, and then they start lashing out again. So if you're in the middle of this right now, the first thing is, you don't need this stress around you. You don't need this. You're supposed to be focusing. You're trying to get your stability back. You've got this thing you're trying to get off the ground now that I think you're going to get back into. And you don't need that stress around you messing you up. So that's one thing. And you're listening to yourself now, which is really important. So you don't need that stress when you're trying to do that. Yeah, they need to sort things out in their own head. They can't be sorting that out and forcing you to do that with them. They've got to do that by themselves. And, if they're still trying to drag you into all this, and especially if it's not what you want, try and avoid saying, you've got to try and avoid saying things like, oh, I don't want to see you ever again. Don't make it so final, because I think that'll just make them angry. Maybe you could say something like, oh, we just need some space. Just take some time out. You need to clear your head. Because I think, I'm not saying being manipulative, because you might need to talk to them as well. It might be that they just need space. Because I think when they get that space in their own head, especially if this is someone you need to keep talking to, it might be that you've got children with them and you need to talk about the children, or it might be that you've still got some reason why you need to talk to them. So if that's the case, I think getting that space, it'll help them to calm down. They'll be easier to deal with. You'll be able to deal with them easier. And yeah, it's just best for both of you. But you've got to be careful. I feel as if I need to stress this with someone. You've got to be quite careful in the way you speak to them, because if you're too harsh, it might backfire, especially right now, if that's you, because they're very up and down right now. They're going from, oh, I'm angry, I'm hurt, oh, can you have me back again, I'm being nice to you now I'm being nasty, now I'm this, now. So it feels quite volatile to me. Now, I'm not saying you're in danger, but for your own for your own emotional health, you've got to keep that as calm as you can. So that's what I'm getting there for someone. Okay, right, so the first card you've got for your present is this Hanged Man here. Yeah, look at these two. You've got the Hanged Man and the Hermit together. So you need space from each other. You need space away from each other. And yeah, I'm really getting this feeling of, I think this is how you are, actually. It's like, it's enough. Enough, I've had enough now. I'm exhausted, I've had enough of this. And I don't know if you've said that to them. I can't quite see what you've actually said to them, but if you have said that to them, if you've actually said to them something like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, I think it's probably going to take them a lot longer to face the reality of this, because they're all over the place in their head. They're not facing any reality like right now. They're all over the place. So So just be ready for this, because I think they might keep on coming back again a few times. They might come back with a bit of anger. They might come back with apologies. They might come back with hurt. They might even cry. So just get ready for all that, and just prepare for any kind of moods that might come in from them. Again, just keep on saying, you just need some space. You just need some time. I need it too. And just try and be very careful in the way you speak to them. So yeah, with this Hanged Man, if you are at the stage where they are finally giving you that space, so it looks like they're still waiting. They're still watching, they're still thinking, they're sitting back like this Hanged Man, and they're thinking, okay, what's my next move? That didn't work. What can I do now? How can I approach them now? So it's that kind of thing. So I think even if they do give that space, they're still going to be watching, they're still going to be thinking. But for you, you just want to be alone. You're coming up as this hermit. So, it's like, I don't want any more drama. I don't want any of this. I just want to be alone right now. And it's not, you don't just want to move on from this old love connection. You want to move on from other people as well. Because, again, I keep on getting this. You're on a different wavelength to the world a lot of the time. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's what I'm getting for someone. And also from a lot of people that are around you. And for me, that's a good thing, because I'm like that too, actually. But, I'm getting a lot of talk around you. You might be around a lot of people right now. I don't know if it's workplace or family or just people around you. But yeah, lots of people around you. I'm getting lots of talk, lots of chatter, chat, yak, 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 yak. And you're just like, oh, what's all that? It just all sounds like rubbish to me. And, but I know that sounds really snooty. It sounds a bit rude, but a lot of this talk, it really is quite inane. It really is. It's really like, oh, let's go out on Friday night. Let's do this. Oh, I've had my hair done. All sorts of kind of things that aren't important to you. You're a very deep thinker. You're very wise. You're like this hermit. And so I think now, when you're starting to get into this shift that I'm getting it, you're starting to really feel this now. You're feeling this difference. It's like, I can really feel how different I am from a lot of the people around me. And again, because you're coming up as this hermit, you're very wise, but you've got your own unique brand of wisdom. And a lot of people don't understand that. And so they're chatting away, and you're thinking, oh, I can't be around this. It's almost like you're repellent. It's like people are repelling you. So so I'm not saying you should go around cutting everyone off, of course not, but you definitely need to get this chatter out of your head. You need to be a little bit hermit-like while you're going through this, while you're getting yourself together, while you're preparing for the shift, I think. That's what happens when you prepare for a big shift in your life. You need to be a bit hermit-like. And this is what I'm getting. I don't know if this is going to make sense, but I'm just getting this. When you've got a tune in your head and you can't quite remember the tune, it's like, how does it go? No, it's not like that. And you're trying to remember a tune, and then someone else turns on some music, and it's like, well, forget that. I can't think of anything now, because that other tune's in my head now, so I'll never remember what it is now. So it's like having your wires crossed. And that's what it feels like when you're trying to think really deeply, when you're trying to concentrate, and you've got all this other chatter around you. You can't concentrate. So you've got to get into that hermit energy. You've got to get that time by yourself. And Pisces need that. You need that thinking time. You need to process all those deep thoughts that are in there. If you read about developing a career, which is what I'm seeing you doing, that creative thing, if that's you, you need that time in your head. And there's success coming up for you. You can do this. You've got the King of Pentacles here, and you've got the Knight of Pentacles as well. And if you look up there, you've got that Ten of Pentacles as well. So you've got all these coin cards. And look at this. Look at the way this hermit's looking at this lantern. Actually, he's not looking at the lantern. He's looking at the star inside the lantern. And the fact that it's a star, it's really crucial. It might be acting for some people, because I just saw the star. So it might be that. It doesn't have to be for everyone. But what I'm getting with this star is, it's like a dream of hope. When you look at a star, it's like, I've got hope for this. I know I want this. And so what I'm getting is, you've always dreamt of this. You've always had this dream, this hope with a star. It's like, I've always wanted to do this. I know one day I can do this. And it's coming true for you. It's coming true for you now. It really is. It's amazing. I'm really happy to see this. That's what this shift is. But for that to really, really come true for you, again, you need that space. You need to be that hermit. And you doubly need that because you've got the Hanged Man and the Hermit together. So you need that space by yourself. Yeah, you've got to get inside yourself where the deep feelings, where the deep thoughts are. And you've got to plan for this. You've got to manifest this properly so that you can actually really manifest this and get this into your life. And again, you've got to be true to yourself. You've got to be true to yourself this time, and you're going to, because you weren't listening to yourself last time you tried this. You were listening to someone else. But yeah, you are going to do this. I'm seeing success here, and I'm seeing money success coming out of this too, with all these pentacle cards you've got here. And you know, you've got the King of Pentacles. What can I say? He's the king of the money. So you're going to do very well with this. So do not give up. Keep going and go on your own path. That's the big thing I'm getting in this whole reading. Okay, so I'll talk about this Knight of Pentacles now. Yeah, there's someone around you. There's someone else around you. Yeah, if you've got a friend around you, especially if you're single, and if you've got this friend around you, you know there's chemistry between you. You can feel that chemistry. This is what I'm getting. If you can feel that there's chemistry, you're right. Yeah, they're definitely interested in you. Yeah, you've got really, really strong instincts. You've got that. We all know that. Pisces have that. And I think you, especially if you're listening to this, you've got these really strong instincts. And, you know, yeah, they're not going to come forward for a while because, you know, this is the slow night. But, yeah, it looks like they're trying to hide their true feelings behind this friendship. That's what I'm getting. You know, I'm saying trying because you've got these really, really strong instincts. You know, they can't hide that from you. You know, it's like, I know they want me. I know they're interested. So, and yeah, look at the sequence here down the bottom horizontally. You've got the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Love, and he's literally hiding behind this Knight of Pentacles. So they're hiding the way they're feeling about you behind the fact that they're just a friend. But they've got feelings, you know that. That's what I'm getting here. But yeah, I actually think the fact that they're being really slow to come forward to you, it's good for you actually, because again, you need that time. You need to be the hermit. You don't need any other distractions around you right now. You need to get yourself on track. You need to get this career thing on track. And yeah, they might be picking up on that hermit energy that's coming from you. You know, they might be thinking, well, they don't want me around them. They've got the hermit energy, so I won't move forward yet. So there's a bit of that too, I think. But what I can see about them is that they're very loyal and they're supportive as well. They're supportive as well. So this could be a really good person for you. But yeah, they're coming in at the right time for you. So when you've all got yourself together, when you're right on this track, when you're ready to move forward, you're going to have this full change in your life. And when you've done that, I think that's when they're fully going to come in. But if you've got this person around you, this friendship, you can feel the chemistry, they haven't moved forward yet, that's the person. That's the person that's coming in for you. And I think they'll be really, really good for you if that's you.